Hi everyone, it's Heather from True North Spirit Medicine here. How you going? Today I'm going to do the March 2023 energy reading. Yay, I got it right. Hope you've done well with the weird and wacky energy that was particularly the second half in that last week in February. Lots of vivid dreams, lots of wonky sleep, lots of headaches, lots of ear ringing, lots of downloads, lots of everything really. So I hope you've managed to kind of surf the waves well. Yeah, it was a doozy. But I'm really excited about March. And if you listen to any of the astronomy updates, March is a really big month, and I'm not an astrologer, but it seems to be the most important month of this whole year. Big planets changing cycles that haven't changed. Big planets changing signs that haven't changed signs for decades, and some of the dwarf planets coming close to our orbit that have like 11,000 year orbits. Yeah, so it's a really big month, a really good month for decluttering and setting intentions and I want to say staying true to your course as well. So keeping those dreams alive. They're showing me that, bow and arrow kind of bullseye thing they were talking about for quite a few months in a row. I think it was last year. Yeah, so keeping your eye on the prize is what they're saying. Yeah, so let's crack on. I've got 2 decks in front of me. I'm going to see how that pans out. I actually thought I was going to use a different deck, but this Spirit Animal Oracle Colette Baron-Reid deck kept looking at me in the cupboard, so I pulled that out. Illustrations by Jenna Della Gratalia. Really beautiful deck. It's relatively new to me, so I'm still learning it as we go. And I'm going to show it to you, so maybe that means we're going to use it. If not, I'll use it soon enough. I got this on the weekend. So pretty. It's called the Tree Magick Oracle Deck by Gillian Kemp. So yeah, illustrated by Emma Garner. That's nice. It's on the back. Yeah, I've only had this deck a few days and I have really only looked at a couple of the cards, so we'll see how that goes. I might draw maybe 2 or 3 from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck and maybe 1 from the new Tree Magick one, something like that anyway. And what was I going to say? Don't know, something. We'll start with the channel, like normal. Well, normal for us. Oh, and I fixed my camera. Yay! So hopefully, I've tested it, but the sound on this should be back up to proper quality sound. I'm really sorry about the sound lately, and particularly last month. The rigmarole I had to go through to get that video published was just insane. And I ended up sending this camcorder all the way to Perth. So I'm in Brisbane, which is on the east coast of Australia, and the camera went all the way, like literally as far as it is possible to go across the country, to Perth to get it fixed, and a lovely gentleman there fixed it and sent it all the way back. So that's nice. Australia is about the same width as North America. So if you can imagine that distance, it's about the same. It's quite a far way. I've never been to WA actually, or Perth, but my camera has. And that was the reason I stopped doing the mid-month messages as well, because the sound editing was just a bit too much. So maybe I'll get back to doing those as well. Anyway, we'll see. So I'm going to deal some cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck first, and then I'll do the channel. And we'll see how we go. So I'm just asking for the best, most expansive cards for the people watching today, please, whenever your today is. I got 3. And I'll show them to you as we go along. Thank you, lovely cards. I'm just going to put them over there. And have a look at the order. I think they're in the right order. I like it when that happens. They're such lovely illustrations. And I think I'm going to draw the card from the Tree Magic deck as well. Yes. And again, just the best card for the people watching. Ah, nice. Okay. Because it's so new, they're still quite sticky. They're sticking together. Oh, they're so pretty, these cards. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of water, and then I'm going to do the direct channeling bit, and then we'll do the cards. And again, I'm excited. Don't know why. It's hot again today, but it's not so humid, so it's a bit more bearable, which is nice. Lovely blue skies, though. Greetings, dear ones, and thank you for joining us again here today. We come easily and swiftly through the channel of Heather to speak with you. We come easily and swiftly through your own dreams and your own insights and your own inner hearing, if you allow us to. For you each have your own counsel, so to speak, your own spirit guides, your own divine helpers that are here to assist you through your lifetimes. Lifetimes with the S in particular. Think of us as you would think, imagine a group of children skipping along, holding hands with each other in joy and laughter and presence, as children can be. And that is what we are like to you and for you and with you. We are helpers, we are friends, we are colleagues, collegiates, peers. We are the ones who are here to help you skip more lightly along the path of your life. That's so nice. Heather likes that. She can feel the warmth in her own heart as we send our love energy to you. So this month of March is indeed a crossroads, a pivot point, an important benchmark in the spiral of your life. For this month, it is your homework, so to speak, to keep your eye on the prize, to keep your eye on that goal of the hidden secret dreams in your chest that you wish to bring alive, or the feeling and the joy and the relief of peace on earth for everybody. It is indeed time to focus on that higher timeline, as we would say, of love and integrity and joy and compassion and peace and hope and food and shelter and respect for all beings on the planet. It is indeed achievable, and it is indeed very close, my friends. And in many, many ways, it is already here, because all time is now. Just as you would compress your music to fit onto your CD, MP3, digital file systems, time is in a way likewise compressed. So it is all contained in a moment. And the moment that you choose to bring alive is the moment where you place your focus, my friends. So if you are looking at a pond, a swamp? Are you going to focus on the smell, or are you going to focus on the mud, or are you going to focus on the dirty, murky water that might hide something that you can't see and so therefore should be afraid of? Or are you going to focus, my friends, on the beautiful green lily pad that sits atop the murk, that might house some perfect little jewels of raindrops or dewdrops, and it might be the home or the leaping off pad for the frog or the beetle or the dragonfly? Or are you going to focus on the beautiful lotus blossom that sits above the lily pad, that sits above the murk? And the lily, the lotus, the flower that blossoms from above is enriched by everything from underneath. It carries the lessons of everything from underneath, but it does not stay underneath. It does not stay stagnant and murky and dark and hidden. It rises up and spreads out into the leaf, and then spreads up and out into the blossom, to greet the day, to greet the dawn, to greet the light, to greet the new earth that is indeed here. And it is your focus, my friends, that governs what you see. And it is your focus, my friends, that indeed calls these blossoms into being. So choose wisely. Gratitude, peace, love, laughter, joy, upliftment is yours for the taking. And of course, the more you expand these in your own heart, the more you expand these in the collective, like that dimmer switch we have talked about in the past. As you allow your own light to be turned up by your daily meditations and your practices and your compassion and your joy and your focusing on gratitude, allows your light to turn up and therefore allows the collective light to increase. So you will see more of the murk come to light in this next month or two, as the shadows run from the light in the room, the dusty, musty spare room at the back of the house, so to speak. You turn the light on, you can see the dust, but then when you see the dust, you can clean it. So do not be afraid of the murk, my friends. Focus only on the light that you see. Focus on the flower, focus on the blossom. Focus your heart, your intention, your feeling, your gratitude on things that are to come. This is the magnetic power of the universe, remember. Manifesting 101. Manifesting is not airy-fairy, I think, and therefore it is a deep spiritual practice where you must embody the gratitude for the thing that is to arrive in every cell of your being before it has arrived. That is how it works. Focus on that. And you'll see this new earth come tumbling, rumbling towards you faster and faster. Like a beautiful snowflake coming towards you. Beautiful and gentle. Powerful. Make no mistake, it is powerful. But it is beautiful. Just as you are, my friends. And again, just briefly this month before we step back and allow Heather to do the second part with the cards. Because we do not leave her side for that part, you understand. We are still here speaking to you, just in a slightly different way. It is the same, us. But we spoke recently of deceptions and things being not as they seem. And today and last night we have been showing Heather things that are not as they seem, but things that are not as they seem in a positive way. It is an invitation to expect the unexpected and expect miracles and expect hidden gifts and hidden treasures. So expecting things to be not as they seem is not a negative thing, perhaps as it was an awareness to be, a thing to be made aware of, as it was last month. This month it is a thing to be made aware of in expectation of joy. Just like you may be in a restaurant and you order a meal and you get a bonus side salad or a bonus drink or a bonus dessert or a bonus something extra that is added to your experience that you did not perhaps request directly, but you are still gleeful when it arrives. That expectation of joy is a beautiful thing to behold in your hearts, and we love it, and we would wish you to expand this as well. I expect good things. It is a wondrous joy to have this energy and to carry it with you throughout your day. That is your homework. And what nice fun homework it is, my friends, and I am sure that you will remember to do it because it is joyful. And please remember to ask for our assistance if you forget to do your joyful homework. And we shall leave you with this upliftment, this feeling of joy and peace and pink sparkles in your heart. And we will speak to you again momentarily. And we will speak to you always. With much love. And so it is. They're so cute. I was super cute today. And I really wanted to wear pink. So I am. And everything's pink and sparkly. It's really cute. It's so nice that I want to open my eyes yet. Oh, that's so sweet. And I'm assuming and hoping and trusting, I guess, that you can feel this wonderful, joyful, bubbly, sparkly, uplifty kind of energy that is here. It's nice. It's really nice. Cool. Thank you. Still don't want to open my eyes. I can't do the whole video with my eyes closed. That would be kind of strange. Yeah. It always feels a bit odd. Not necessarily in a bad way, just odd. When I've done a channel to open my eyes again, it's slightly different. I don't know how to describe it. Slightly different feelings, like slightly different perspectives, like slightly different vision, I guess. Everything's a bit sparklier and brighter and more enhanced or something. I don't know how to describe it. It's nice, it's good. It's just different. It's different to when I close my eyes and when I open them again. That's cool. Okay. Right. I did remember to put the timer on. So I think the channel was longer than it felt, which is interesting. So I'm going to try and go sort of relatively quickly through the cards because it's interesting because I glanced at the cards as you saw me do before I started the channel. I glanced at them and put them in the right order and then sort of closed my eyes and began. But as I was doing that channel, they were actually showing me two of these cards in particular as we were going along. So they've kind of already doing the action. Forget words. Like sometimes when I've been channeling, I forget like sort of normal words for things. It's quite funny. I'm doing the actions that they got me to do to help explain what they were channeling at the same time they were showing me this card. So I kind of did it at the same time. Sorry, that was a bit weird. Okay, so we've got 3 cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron-Reid, illustrations by Jenna Della Gratalia. I'm just going to have to assume I'm saying her name correctly. We have Elephant Spirit, Deer Spirit, and Brown Bear Spirit. And again, I'm into that habit of holding them up to camera, but I will photograph them and then drop them into the video because I think that's a slightly easier way for you to see them. And the camera is actually quite far away from my head. So it's a bit awkward to hold it close enough. Anyway, elephant spirit, learn from the past. And it's a beautiful picture of a lovely, I think it's an African elephant. African elephants have the bigger ears. Of a male African elephant with big tusks and a jewel at his third eye on the background of like a sort of reds and golds and greens, I guess. I almost wanted to say rainbow serpent colours. I don't know why. Elephant spirit. And it says, learn from the past. Yeah, so when they were talking about in the channel, so I keep going to call it a direct channel. Anyway, when they were talking about the lotus flower coming up through the swampy, muddy bit, and talking about how it's not the flower and the leaves, but the flower in particular, the beauty of the flower is not separate from the muck underneath. It's part of it. That's where it got its nutrients from, so to speak. Well, not even so to speak, that's actually where they get the nutrients from, is the mud of the swamp. And in that way it draws the nutrients up through its stem, and then that, it forms this beautiful flower that we see that opens to the sun. And as they were describing that for you, they were showing me this card, and they were very much talking about learning from the past. They're also saying here, because they said something in the beginning, and I was listening to some astrology updates, there's a new moon in, full moon, in Pisces, I think that's right, on the 6th, 7th of March. I'm recording this on the 1st of March. So I was watching a Gregory, actually, video about that yesterday while I was in the garden, and she was talking about how the astronomy, so the planets lining up are really good at the moment, it's a really good time for cleaning out and decluttering and all that kind of stuff. So that's people or things or situations or jobs or whatever, decluttering to make way for the new. And I feel like that's connected to this card as well. So they're talking about learning from the past and growing from the past. So like the lotus grows from the muck underneath, but also like looking back at the past, and even if the past was yesterday, seeing what it is that you don't want to carry forward into the future. Okay, so what is it that needs to be let go of? Okay, and there's probably something. There's almost always something. It might just be a pair of shoes that you had in the back of the cupboard that you don't really wear anymore, that you can recycle or use in the garden instead, or, a habit you want to let go of, a relationship, a friendship, a way of thinking, a way of seeing, a way of being that no longer serves you. Yeah, so there's an invitation here. So that's for the whole of this month to keep looking at that. So look at the muck to see what you don't want, and look at the beautiful lily pads and the lotus blossoms, the flowers, to see where you're headed towards, what you want to achieve. So the future, looking forward to the future part. But there's also an invitation here to, even if there's not a great deal that you feel like you want to or need to get rid of, is do this symbolically. Like make a ritual of it, even if it's just one thing, a bit of paper or an old shopping list, or like it doesn't actually matter what it is. The thing is the intention of the energy that goes along with it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you don't feel like you've got much to declutter this month, thinking or being or doing or material possessions, then make a ritual of at least one thing. She says, holding up 2 fingers. It was one in each hand. And they're saying you can, if you want to, you can align that symbolic letting go to this upcoming full moon. That would be a really good time to do it. So I'm hearing that message for myself as well. So on the 6th or the 7th, whenever the full moon, sorry, something just knocked on the floor underneath. There's possums that live underneath the house, and sometimes they move around during the day, so that was a bit weird. It was like somebody going knock, knock, knock on the floorboards from underneath. But there's no one down there, except for a possum. Hi. It's a bit weird. Yeah, so choose one thing to symbolically let go. Do that as well as your actual clearing out, if you're going to do a clearing out, or a declutter or whatever, or at the very least do that symbolic release. Nice. Okay, and the other thing that they brought up while I was doing that first channel was something about being gentle. I can't remember exactly what they said, and I don't have a, like it's like Bollywood dancing, no. I don't have a clear memory of which part of that channel that this message was attached to, but I know they said something about it. Anyway, dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. And it's a beautiful picture of it looks like a young deer, like a fawn to me, and she's in she seems feminine to me, and she's in sort of oranges and autumny kind of colours. And she's got feathers and a jewel. It's quite lovely. Dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. They're just repeating it. Go gently, 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 go gently. Go gently. Go gently in all that you do, my dear ones, for it is a powerful and a tender time. So just as if you have planted some new seedlings into your freshly prepared garden bed, you would not then take your big gardening boots and stomple and stample and crimple and crumple and crush all of these new dreams, these new ideas, these new energies, these new seedlings or saplings under your heavy-booted feet. Instead, you might cover them with something to keep the birds away and the pests off, and you might keep an eye out and look in on them daily. You might make sure they have enough water and enough food so these seedlings, these saplings can sprout and grow and get stronger and stronger. And as they get stronger and stronger and bigger and taller, they need less and less of your daily care. They can stand on their own 2 feet. But at the beginning, my dear ones, it is very, very important to go with a gentle touch. So this month, even though it is a powerful month and you have a great deal of powerful planetary shifts and movements on your side, it is also a time for gentleness and gentle strength. Because there are many like yourselves who are putting new effort and new energy into new ideas and new beginnings. And each of these new ideas and new beginnings, while exciting and while they carry a great weight and a great power and a great potential for powerful, beautiful, positive influence, they are still at their beginning gestational stages, and so they still need a great deal of care and kindness and consideration. 3 C's. And again, you have our assistance to walk gently. To walk gently amongst yourselves and to walk gently amongst those who are shedding old skin. And they might be your friends or your loved ones or your acquaintances or your workmates who are trying to shift habits of their own and ways of seeing and ways of being of their own, and you must be gentle with them as well, my dear friends. You might be accustomed to the old ways of them being and seeing and doing the world, and suddenly they shift, and it is discombobulating to you. Well, my dear friends, you must allow for that gap of understanding. Your presumption of their old behaviours must change with their new way of being. If you wish to still have them in your lives, of course. But you understand what we say. Be gentle with yourself and be gentle with each other. And things will go much more smoothly if that is the case. We have no doubt you can do this. Nice. Cool. Okay, and the last card, Brown Bear Spirit, Take Time Out. And it's a lovely brown bear. He's got feathers. I want to say he's a he. And he's on a beautiful turquoise background, and there's a paw print with a spiral on, which is interesting. It kind of goes with the got a spiral ring that I got in Greece, actually, when I was travelling there a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, like 20 years or something. Not that long in the grand scheme of things. If awakened humanity's been here for 200,000 years, 20 years is nothing. Brown Bear Spirit, Take Time Out. And they just keep repeating rest, 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 rest. Lots of repetition of words today. Lovely Brown Bear Spirit. And it's interesting, I was on Face Crack, as my friend used to call it, last night, and I saw a post that someone had posted, and it said something along the lines of you don't need to earn rest. You don't need to have done a million things before you rest. Do you know what I mean? It was along those lines. You can just rest, and you need rest. Yeah, and so that image of that post is popping into my mind with this card as well. Take time out, man. In nature, take time out in nature is what they're saying as I reach for the last card, Tree Magic. Yeah, so if you can, get out into nature as much as you can. The grounding element is going to be really important with all of these really big planetary shifts and movements and stuff. If you can go to the beach and have a swim, or the river, or just a bath, or consciously have a shower, be in or near water as much or as consciously as you can. I still can't drive yet after the car accident, so I can't quite get to the beach. I miss the beach. But, I can have a shower and I can, allow that to be a cleanse, or I can probably have a bath. I don't know. I haven't tried to get up. My ankle doesn't bend properly at the moment, so I haven't tried to get up from the bath, from being in a bath yet. So I don't know if I can, but maybe I can. I should try. Maybe that can be one of my new things that I try. I can try and have a bath. But after 8 months, it's a big achievement, really. Yeah, and they're laughing and they're saying, patting me on the back, and they're saying, and this is for everyone, they're saying, remember to congratulate yourselves for even if they seem like small wins, encourage yourself along the way as well. That's quite cute. What were we saying? Oh yeah, nature. Take time out and rest in nature as much as you can. So under a tree, beside a pot plant, in a lake or a river or an ocean or a shower or a bath or whatever it is. But yeah, using the energy of Gaia, the planet, and as a counterbalance to all of this kind of quite big planetary action that's going on and is coming in this month. Okay, so the tree magic card is the mulberry tree, and it says inside. And there's some writing on it that says, undermining influence destroy themselves by destroying their host. Undermining influences destroy themselves by destroying their host. Good times and good fortune now return. Undermining influences. I feel like that first part, it's kind of like when like a tick or something. Like a leech might sort of grip onto you or an animal or something and gorge themselves and get fat on your blood, or a mosquito or whatever it is, and then they kind of drop off or they fly away. They don't kill the host, whereas something like a tick, a paralysis tick, will attach themselves to you or an animal, but also inject toxin and potentially make the humans very sick and kill the animals. So I'm kind of reminded of that. So it's like, yeah, it's a bit weird. Undermining influences destroy themselves by destroying their host. Okay. Good times and good fortune now return. Undermining. I feel like there's something in that first part that I'm not quite getting. Hang on. Undermining influences destroy themselves by destroying the host. Something in that doesn't make sense to me. And the card says inside. Good times and good fortune now return. I like that part. That's nice. And the tree's quite lovely. And it's in full flower and stuff. Well, we've got lots of berries on it, so it's fruitful. Undermining, sorry, I'm going to have to read it again. Maybe I shouldn't have drawn the new cards because I don't really understand. No, it's fine. Undermining influences destroy themselves. Now they're showing me newspapers, like mainstream newspapers and mainstream media, so that whole, like that negative news cycle where its goal, the goal of those kind of negative news cycles at the moment are to undermine pretty much everybody that doesn't, give them money. Undermining influences destroy them by destroying their host. I'm just going to ask what the hell they're talking about because I don't really get it. They're saying, yes, you're on the right track. And they're showing me that, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Ouroboros or something? It's that snake that eats its own tail. It's a really old image. I want to say it's Celtic, but I don't know if that's accurate. I'll find out what it's called and I'll drop the name into the video or a link underneath or something. You might already kind of know what I'm talking about. There's something, I think in the original sort of translation of that symbol, it's something to do with medicine and healing and that kind of thing. But in this instance, and maybe there's an aspect to the negative side, the swampy side of things in the original as well, I'm not sure. But what they're showing me now for us today for this month is that snake eating its own tail. It's like a self-perpetuating negative cycle that will eventually sort of burn itself out. Yeah, and again, they're showing me that mainstream media and like the advertisers. Like once this bright light of these, these new energies, these beautiful lotus blossoms, and our high consciousness gets shone on everything, then the darkness can't survive, the low consciousness can't survive, the negative energies can't survive. And so they're showing me like a newspaper page, the newspaper page being the metaphor for that negative news, that big old-fashioned media. Because not all media is bad and not all newspapers are bad, or low consciousness or negative or whatever. But they're just using that as a metaphor for low consciousness energy, in particular that the media influence. So I feel like there's going to be media news, so to speak, coming up in this next sort of month and a half maybe as well. Excuse me, but yeah, they're showing me like a double page spread of a newspaper and the ads, which is where they get their income, disappearing, like being almost like a Harry Potter picture where it's like being pulled off the page. And once the money goes, the system will fall. So a bit like that snake eating its own tail. In this case, they're saying it will be its own demise. That negative, gossipy, bad news bears, bears, kind of thinking will be its own demise. So it's okay. So then, thank you. And then on the personal level, they're saying it's like, so if you know people in your life, whether it's colleagues or workmates or family or friends or whatever, that are stuck in that old kind of paradigm of gossip and negativity and stuff, they're saying you don't have to do anything. The situation will kind of burn out on its own. You've just got to stay in your heart space with those golden lovely sparkles and stay on that higher timeline as much as you can. And they'll, sort of disappear of their own accord, so to speak, like the ads. They're also giving me the other sort of metaphor or analogy or whatever it is there's like sometimes you get weeds that are like tubers, like like a potato or a sweet potato is a tuber, and it sends out shoots, you know, and then the shoots break the surface and become leaves, and that's how you get propagation, you know. But if you don't, if the thing that has a tuber under the ground is a weed that you don't want, and you can't dig up this tuber to get the roots of the weed out, what you can do is just keep taking off the top, taking off the top, taking off the top, taking off the top, and it's using up the starch, its energy, like a potato or a sweet potato under the ground, and eventually it will die because it's tried to produce leaves and, you know, to get to the sunlight and reproduce. But you're stopping it because you don't want that. I've got a weed that's how it behaves in this whole side garden bed, and we've tried a million different ways to get rid of it. And so that's the strategy at the moment that we're doing, is just every time it comes up, just go around and take their heads off, basically. And knowing that eventually it will run out of food, its own energy reserves, and it will eventually die. So yeah, they've shown me that. They've been showing me that sort of metaphor or whatever the whole time, but I thought it was too weird and personal and complex to explain, but it turns out it wasn't. Because they showed it to me again, so I was like, okay, I'll use that metaphor as well. Yeah, so you kind of don't have to do anything, even though in that case there is something to be done. But in essence, what they're trying to say is that these kind of things, these negative things that you don't want, like that weed in that side garden bed here, or the newspapers, or the negative influence of the negative newspapers, or whatever it is, you know, I'm repeating myself, I think, will burn themselves out, so to speak. Yeah, that's nice. So I kind of can really feel that as well. Like there's nothing to be done with those situations. It's just keeping your eye on the prize, keeping your focus on what it is that you want to manifest in your life for yourself, in accordance to the highest good of everyone. So more peace, more love, more joy, more compassion, more safety, more health, more wealth for all, you know. And it's doable, and the more of us that do it together, the better and bigger and faster and more profound and more beautiful it will be. Because remember, it doesn't, you know, the new rules of metaphysics go against some of the old conventional rules of mainstream Newtonian physics as well. Like, you don't need a giant critical mass of new thinkers to shift the collective consciousness. It's actually quite a small percentage of new thinkers, so to speak. And part of what was happening, particularly in that last week of last month, when everyone was feeling a bit whoa, was that it was like a whole bunch more people came on board, you know, were sort of woke up to the reality of our life being a co-creation of joy and love and compassion and stuff. So that was part of what we were feeling. There's more of those dimmer switches, so to speak, getting turned up. Yeah. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's like we're on the right track. We're heading in the right direction. We're on the new track. You know, we are most definitely heading in the right direction. Yeah. So keep a hold of that as much as you can this month. And it's going to get easier and easier because, you know, these planetary alignments are turning the pages for us as well, helping us to turn the page. So it's lighter and brighter as we go forward. So all of this kind of focusing on the flower and not the muck is just going to get easier and easier and easier. Yay for that, thank God. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope that's helped. Again, thanks for sticking with me through the wonky audio. Hopefully that's the last of the wonky audios. Did I have any businessy stuff I'm supposed to say at the video in the video? There's merch available. Have a look at the Linktree link. The meditation audio is available. It's been professionally recorded. It doesn't have any of my sound troubles. Because a professional did it for me. Hooray! Yeah, and there's more stuff in the pipeline that I'll talk to you about in the coming months, because some of those are my little seedlings as well that I'm not going to stomple on yet. I'll be writing a newsletter in the next few days, so jump on board the email mailing list if you want to jump on board that, or follow along on the blog. And I think that's it. Take very good care of yourself, and take very good care of those you love around you. And yeah, sending you lots of pink sparkles. Oh yeah, and I've got pink on today. I most definitely wanted to wear pink, and I nearly forgot to say this, and they've just reminded me now. I don't know if you can see on this top that I'm wearing, there's actually flowers that look like, well, they're lotus flowers, you know, and I know that I haven't worn this shirt on camera before, and I really, really, really wanted to wear it today. I thought it was just because it was pink, and I'm slightly obsessed with pink at the moment. My goth teenage past me would be horrified. But, you know, we change. But, yeah, and the whole time they were talking about the lotus flowers, they were pointing out, and there's quite a few on this shirt, they were pointing out all the lotus flowers, not just any general flowers, but actual lotus flowers that are on my shirt today, which is quite cute. So keep an eye out for synchronicities as well, is what they're saying, because they will help you. They're like signposts along the way, and they're saying we drop them in to buoy your spirit as well. That's nice, to let you know that you're on the right track, and also just to keep you. Sometimes it's a wink, you got this, and sometimes it's an in-joke as well, like keep you aligned and keep you alive and keep you buoyed to the beauteous nature of the world, the co-creative world around you. Oh, yay, cool. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Take care and much love, and I will speak to you next month. Okay, bye.